All right, hey guys, this is for page 614. Last assignment for this week. This assignment, we're doing 1 through 20, is kind of the opposite of Tuesday's assignment, so I thought I'd start with Tuesday's assignment and just review us a little bit. Tuesday's assignment, we just multiplied simple multiplication, but there were some exponents. So what we did on this problem was we just said, what's 8 times 4? And then for the A's, we did what's 8 to the third times 8 to the fourth. What do you guys think that was? Well, basically that means A times A times A times A times A times A times A. Anyway, it's 7 A's multiplied together. So when we multiply A's together, we just added the exponents. And then the B's, so that would be B2 times B. There's no exponent up here. That means there's one of them. So B2 times B1 is B3, adding the exponents. Still, okay? So when you have normal numbers, you do normal multiply. When you have exponents on your letters, if I do A times A, I just add the exponents. 3 plus 4, 7. Okay, that's what we did on Tuesday. Today is the same but opposite. So today's looks more like this. I'm going to have to change the problem a little bit. Okay, so I did change, I was kind of trying to make it look like this, but I did change A to the third to A to the sixth for a reason. It's a division problem. So we're going to do the same thing opposite as Tuesday's assignment. So on the normal numbers, we're going to do normal division. What's 8 divided by 4? 2. Okay? Well, how do you think we do A to the 6th divided by A to the 4th? So what this means is I multiply 6 A's together, A times A times A times, and then I divide that by 4 A's multiplied together. What happens when you do something like that, let me show you a really easy example. Let's say I did 2 to the 4th divided by 2 squared. So if I multiplied 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. That would be 16. And then on the bottom is 2 times 2, that would be 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Well, what's happening basically is that these two 2's that we're dividing by on the bottom are kind of canceling out 2 of the 2's on the top. So what you can do is you can just subtract the exponents, okay? So the rule is when you have the same base and you're dividing, then you just subtract the exponents because they cancel each other out. So if there's 6 on top and 4 on bottom, they're going to cancel out. That's going to still leave 2 on top because 6 minus 4 is 2. That's all you have to do. If you didn't understand why it works, that doesn't matter too much. It helps you remember, but you can still do it. 6 minus 4 is 2. So remember, on Tuesdays we just did, because it's multiplying on Tuesday, we did 3 plus 4 is 7. So now it's division, which is the opposite of multiplication. So we're going to do 6 minus 4 is 2. So for the A's, we're going to have A to the 2, A squared. And for the B's, now this B, they wouldn't write an exponent. If there's no exponent there, that means there's a 1 there. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So you could put B to the 1 or you could just put B. Okay, that would be an example. All right, so these are not from the homework. I mean, this is kind of like number 1. But this is not number 1. So let's jump in and do a few of these problems. We're going to start with number 1. Okay, number 1 says 18x5y over 6x squared. What was it? X squared. Okay, so the normal numbers, you're going to do normal division. What's 18 divided by 6? Okay, if you don't know, you can plug it in your calculator. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay, what do I do with the x's? x5 divided by x2. You're subtracting the exponents in this case. So 5 minus 2 is 3. There's going to be 3 x's multiplied together. X to the third. Okay, y and nothing. So guess what I'm going to do with y? Nothing. So it's just going to stay. Okay, that would be the answer to number 1. All right. Are there any hard ones? No, not really. On 1 through 10, they're kind of all the same. I'm going to go ahead and jump to 11. 11 is a different section. Let me do the opposite of 11, and then I'll come back and do 11. So here's something that we have done before that looks kind of like 11. Minus 8x to the third. Alright, we have done this before in past assignments. And basically all we did was we multiplied everything in the parentheses times 2, right? So it's 2 times, not just that, it's 2 times all of that. So you have to multiply both terms by 2. Now, the actual problem for 11 is not times 2, it's divided by 2. But again, it's not. This doesn't mean this divided by 2. It means all of this divided by 2. So really, it's the same concept. We need to divide both terms by 2. Now, there's no letters. There's no x's down here. So I don't have to worry about the x's changing on this problem. I'll do another one later where you do. I just need to divide both of these by 2. So we can do normal 4 divided by normal 2. I'll write it down here. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then there's no x's to worry about, so it's going to stay x to the 4th. Minus, what's 8 divided by 2? And then x to the 3rd divided by nothing, it's going to stay x to the 3rd. Okay, and that would be it for number 11. Okay, let's look at 17. Almost the same thing. One slight difference. Should we do 19 instead? No, let's do 17. 12x cubed plus 4x squared. Divided by 4x. Alright. So the only difference on this problem and the last problem is instead of just dividing by 4, I'm going to divide by 4x. So that's going to change these x values up here a little bit. So I'm going to do normal number divided by normal number. What's 12 divided by 4? 3. What's x to the 3rd divided by x? Well, remember, if there's no exponent up here, what exponent's up here? 1. And how do we do dividing exponents? Dividing x's? What do we do with the exponents? We do 3 minus 1, which is 2. So it's x to the 2, x squared. Okay, and divide this by the same thing. 4 divided by 4 is 1. X squared divided by x is x to the 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it's 1x to the 1, but that 1 in front and that 1 in the exponent don't really have to be shown. So you could just say it's plus x. Now if you put a 1 here and here, that's okay. I wouldn't count it wrong, but if we don't have to write those extra numbers, might as well not, right? So that would be the answer to 17. So we're going to 20, and there's no difference really on the rest of the problems. You just have to subtract on 19, like there's y to the 2nd and z to the 2nd on the bottom, so you just have to subtract 2 y's away, 2 z's away. And that's it. I think you guys will probably get this, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I'll talk to you later.